Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday morning, August 25th, 2022. Let's take a look at the Cosmodyne graph today. So generally, we use this for trend and turning points. The market will usually follow one of these two lines. Sometimes you'll get inversions, but you can kind of see how it's playing out. So what you want to look at, we want to look for pivot points at the peaks and valleys of the Cosmodyne. So right here on the bottom left of the chart, you can see I've struck a line around the peak here. It was a minor high. One thing you got to be careful of in the areas, the time periods of the low volume, low volatility, you're just going to flatline and it won't have much of an impact. But when the trading's more active, you can see the turns are generally clear, and I've usually talked about the times, Eastern time of 2 a.m. until the market closes on the day session in the 5 o'clock area. The time between 1800 and then to 2 in the morning, not as reliable. But you can see like the highs and lows in the Cosmodyne generally relate to pivots in the market. This one missed a little bit. What I did, I'm showing these rounded tops. We also have a little bit of a rounded bottom, not a spike bottom. When you get these, the pivot itself is going to be somewhere in that area. Like I'm showing here where the red rectangles are. See, we have these flat tops on the green line. I've marked them both with red rectangles, and then I've marked the corresponding price action above that. So you can see that we get a double top in this flat line area here, and then we get a top here just at the end of this area, the flat, where we make this little dip. So you can see here we've got a minor high at a low, so that one's following the blue line. And then we make a low here and we trade up. We're following the green line to a high. We get a low, we come up to this high. We go low here up to a high here, come down to this low, back to this high. So you can see the line and the trend action follows pretty good. The majority of yesterday followed the upper green line, but there are some points where it's going to invert. Let's roll it forward and see where we're going. So the green line held through the close, and we got into the nighttime action. We get into the low volume, low volatility period. Notice how Cosmo at that time was also running a very similar pattern, and right here we made low on the blue line. This particular bump didn't give us much. We're in the dead area there around 2200 last night, and we're just flatlining across. And then as the activity picks up here at 2 a.m. before the European Open, we get this big spike high. So we're tracking this blue line spike high, and then we're basically just sideways working some time off of this large move up, and then the market starts to trade down at this spike peak. So what you want to do is use these Cosmodyne pivot points and also for trend. So the market is going to track one of these lines, and you can always use these bumps for pivots. So generally what I'll do is go ahead and mark up the chart, just strike vertical lines, and then I'll fine tune these points with the rainbow, pH, and the Vedic chart to find some other key points. But I'm looking at this on a 5-minute chart, kind of like the 5-minute for this. Generally the turns are at or within a bar or so, unless you get those broad top formations, and then you can dial those in with the other indicators, or you can look for reversal bars on the 5-minute chart. So that's it for today. We'll be back again tomorrow with another video. We'll see you guys then.